All right. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General YAHANNA. All right. We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. All right. So, this is the Brotherhood class. All right. Lesson today, it's going to be about just enduring, right now we're in slavery. And of course, we're going to go through many hardships. Even in your life, you've gone through many hardships and you've had to endure and overcome those tragedies and trauma that's happened. Even as a people, as a people, we have to overcome certain things that's happened to us. You're gonna have to overcome the idea that loving your oppressor is going to somehow save you. That's loving the people who the nation who oppressed you it's not going to save you at all. It's not going to help you. You're not going to benefit from that. There's several other things. We're going. Like our people right now, we have Stockholm syndrome. That's why we love everybody except ourselves. So it's going to come a time where you're going to have to love your people. You're going to have to seek brotherhood. You're going to have to seek brotherhood and sisterhood. Otherwise, if you don't seek those things, you're going to end up thrust through. You're going to, since you want to be like your oppressor, eventually you're going to end up like your oppressor. You're going to die with them. All right, so let's go ahead, get the first scripture. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 13. All right. So Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So you're not saved now. You can't say that you're saved now and no matter what you do, you eat all the pork and shrimp, crab, lobster you want and say you saved. It's not like that, because the laws were never done away with. So you have to make an action to show that you're really about, it takes work to make it to the end. You have to endure, but during your endurance, you're gonna have to make an action to show you're worthy to be saved from your oppressors. It's not gonna come with just, the kingdom's not gonna come through just observation. You can't. It's not just sitting around to come back, because Christ isn't waiting on. I mean, what I'm saying, Christ is waiting on us. It's not some. There's a time, but it's where he's going to come, but it's not going to be. You're gonna have to put in some work. So you can make it to the kingdom, so you can endure all that time. You know what I'm saying? You can endure. That way, like how it says, those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to go through many things. You're going to be challenged. You're going to be put to the test. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be put to the test to see whether or not you're really worthy of, making it, of being saved from your oppressor. You know, so it's like I said before, it's not something that's just going to happen through just, you know, you just sitting there waiting. You know, that's not, you know, there's no, they do. They eat up all the shrimp, crab, and lobster, and knock down each other wives, and you know what I'm saying. They do all that, and still think that Christ is coming back to save them. Sense. And then for, you know, somebody of another nation to say that they need salvation, you know, that's ridiculous. Because you know what I'm saying, to be saved, there has to be some kind of danger. There has to be something for you to move away from, for you to you know, if you're not taken up out of a certain situation or circumstance, you'll perish. You'll be destroyed by whatever. That's, you know, so you need a dangerous situation for you to be saved from it, you know. And only people who really fit that are Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, other nations already have their own armies and, you know, nuclear weapons. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say most nations have an army. You know, most nations have some kind of defense. You know, that's why this, you know, that's why we fit the Bible, man. That's why the scriptures say the gates of Judah languish, man. You know, anybody can and do whatever. They can, you know, literally do whatever. That's why you got what's that white boy's name? Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof, who ran up in a church and shot up everybody. You know, other people can come into our communities and basically just kill us and get away with it. Like, we have no type of defense. All right. That's why we need to be saved, you know, from our oppressors. We need the salvation. You know what I'm saying? The Most High in Christ, the salvation is only for us anyway. All right. So let's get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. All right, we're going to Ecclesiasticus 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So when you come and you sought the truth out, you know, you've been woken up, you know you right, and you know you come join this one body, you know, prepare yourself, man. Prepare yourself for temptation, because it's going to come. You know, temptation will show up. Tempted, you know, to a test. Every man and woman has their own type of test, or their, you know, everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. So in saying that, you know, Satan knows how to get you. He knows what your weaknesses is. You know, so it's, you know, you got to think strategically. You know, you got to prepare your soul. One way to prepare your soul, you know, your heart and mind, is these scriptures, man. Is to really, you know, really study the scriptures and really apply them in your life. You know, studying, you know, is great and all, but if you don't apply what you know, it's, you know, basically you got all this knowledge for nothing. You know, so application is one way to you know, basically as a defense, your own defense of, you know, what from sinning. You know, so when you come to serve the Lord, man, when you come into this one body, you know, you got to prepare yourself. You know, I know there be, you know, some people when they come into this body, you know, things get harder for them. You know, things get, you know, they really get put to the test. You know, they start losing their job, or, you know what I'm saying, they, all kinds of things, you know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. You know, things, many things happen to them. You know, while some people, when they come into this truth, you know, some people, when they came in, they had things. They had things while they were in the world. And then when they came in, they started to lose those things. You know, and it was harder for them to shake, you know, that old person that they were. You know, while there's some people, when they came in, they already lost everything. So when it was time to come in, it was just, you know, I'm at, you know, at you know, square zero. You know, I'm at the, you know, the bottom already. Only way to go is up. You know, so might as well keep, you know, keep moving up. You know, it just depends on the person. You know, it depends on the person. So let's keep going. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So set your heart aright. You know, stay focused. You know, when you set your heart aright, you're setting yourself on you send your mind, your focus on being righteous. You know, while you're in the world, you had your mind on being unrighteous, doing wicked things, smoking weed, and, you know what I'm saying, you know, chasing hoes, so, you know, when you come into, you know, of course, when you come in here, the whole idea is to change your whole persona, change who you are, change your character. So, you know, that's really the main thing. You know what I'm saying? When you come to serve the Lord, you're basically changing the old you. You know, you're coming to be a righteous prophet. You know, so you can, how can I say, you know, you can, you know, be what the Lord made you to be. You know, it's, you know, that's basically, you know, setting your heart aright. And how it says constantly endure. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, not Salaki, not only you know, staying focused, but you have to keep that focus, you know, being consistent, you know, constantly endure. You know, so whatever hardships or whatever things you go through while you're in this truth and while you're dealing with things in the world, you want to be consistent. You want to keep, you know, because like the saying goes, consistency is key. You know, nothing really gets accomplished without being consistent. You can't, you know, start wearing your, you know, being the truth for a week, then leave, you know, for the rest of the, you know, 53, you know, no, 51 weeks out the year. And then on the 52nd week, you know, you back, and you know what I'm saying? You go and do whatever. You got to be consistent. You know, that's how you make your election sure. You be consistent. You know, really, and whatever it is you're doing, you know, whether you're trying to build a business or, you know, whatever, you know, anything you can think of, you know, maybe on your job, you know, maybe you're trying to get a promotion or you're trying to get, you know, a higher status in your job or whatever. Being consistent is how you show, you know, your boss or, you know, or even like in the truth, being consistent is how you show even the men above you, you know, that you're really about the truth. Like when I was, you know, a trooper, I stayed, you know, even now I'm still going to camp, you know, every week, go to camp, every week, go to camp. So it's just about being consistent, you know, just in whatever you do, you know, whatever you do. Let's keep going. Cleave and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. You know what I'm saying? So cleave unto the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't depart from these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Be consistent. Don't stop, you know, showing up to camp and, you know, for about 6 months and then come back and then, you know, don't show up at the barbecue and then we see you, you know, at the barbecue and then we gotta wait till the next barbecue to see you again. You know, don't do that. Just be consistent. That's all. You know, or be as consistent as you possibly can. You know, I know brothers and sisters got slaveries, got a lot of things going on, you know, a lot of stuff going on in their lives. So, hey, who's that? Hey, so got a lot of things going on in their lives, man. You know, everybody has their own. Oh, okay, most high in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own life, and you know what I'm saying, things that they got to do. You know, so it's you know it's perfectly understandable. Just really just put forth your best effort. You know, that's really what being consistent is, man. Just, you know, don't switch up on somebody. Don't be wishy-washy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody respects somebody who's wishy-washy. All right. So let's keep going. Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. You know, so whatever happens in your life, you know what I'm saying, just keep going on, you know, keep enduring. You know what I'm saying, stay consistent in whatever it is, you know, and it says take it cheerfully, you know, so you know, whether you're in poverty or you're rich, you know, just take it, you know, just roll with the punches, you know. So you gotta just be consistent. You know, especially with the brotherhood, man. You know, you can always call your brothers and your sisters, man. You know, you can check up, you know, they'll check up on you, you check up on them. And it makes things, you know, better. You know, it makes what you're going through not as hard, you know. So it's just that's why the brotherhood and sisterhood is so important. You know, because brothers can uplift you and have you feeling better, you know, because a lot of you know what you go through is kind of based on your state, on, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, especially when I was in the world, you know, if I was angry, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make the people around me angry, just me just being around them, you know. So it's, you know, when you in a low state, you know, just call on your brothers, man, you know, because they'll, you know what I'm saying, especially, you know what I'm saying, these brothers here in Houston, man, they some funny ass niggas, man. So I always get a good laugh, man, no matter what. So let's keep going. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So gold is tried in fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's how you can form gold into whatever, you know, once it gets to a certain temperature, you know, you can form that gold into whatever you want it to be, whatever shape or form. You know what I'm saying? And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You know, that's how we're shaped. You know, that's how we're tried. We're tried by the things that we go through, and we endure those things. You know what I'm saying? It's like passing a test. You know, when you know, being consistent is, you know, something might happen that might stop you from being consistent. You know, it's like, are you gonna, you know, it's like a test. It's like, well, are you gonna keep doing this, or are you gonna go that way and be stopped by, you know, whatever obstacle that was put in for, you know, in front of your path. You know, that's how, you know, it's all like a test, you know, just to see how strong your zeal is, or where your mind is at, or where your focus is at, you know. And that's what the Lord does. He wants, you know what I'm saying, like how the scriptures say, he chastises, but, you know, to just like we read before in the first verse, it said, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You know, so you're going to be tempted, you know, with anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, the Lord knows your strengths and your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, you know, everybody's just going to be put to a certain, you know, everybody's going to get an obstacle in front of them. And then within that situation, you either make a choice, you know, if you're going to, you know, it might be come to camp, you know, it might be your job just won't let you show up to camp. And you know, you keep asking your job, like, you know, and they just won't let you, you know, it's like every Friday some comes up and, you know, they're like, oh, well, we need you Saturday, you know, so you're gonna have to forget about coming to camp and all that stuff. You know, because I know slaveries be like that. You know, they don't really care, you know, especially about, you know, being in this school. Slaveries don't really care about this, you know, some something like, you know, something more acceptable to the world. They be more accept. Oh, okay, they gotta do the Ramadan thing. I don't know. They gotta do that jump. Okay, let them go. You know, since you Hebrew Israelite and the one he doing, you need to show up on Saturday. You know, so it's just one of the things, man. I'm saying the Lord puts us through many tests, man, just to see what we're about. Um, let's see what we at. All right, let's keep going. Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. So you believe in the Lord, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's going to trust, the Lord's going to help you. You know, that's like that one scripture, I think it's James 1:8. You know, if you draw nigh to the Lord, you know, the Lord's going to draw nigh to you. You keep seeking out the Lord, and you keep wanting to do the commandments and do the right thing, and, you know, just be, you know, more zealous for the Lord. The Lord's going to be, you know, he's going to, you know, aid you. He's going to be closer to you, you know, because that's really how you become closer to the Lord. You know, since love, you know, is a duty, love is an action. You know, the more actions you put forth, that's one way of showing you want to be closer to the Lord. How you want to be more of a servant and more about, you know, this work. You know, that's basically, you know what I'm saying? The Lord will draw nigh to you. All right. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest ye fall. All right. So when you fear the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Wait for his mercy, man. And the Lord's going to show you mercy, especially, you know, if you've been right with him, if you've been doing, you know, your utmost. You know, the Lord sees all this. You know, it's things, everything's accounted for. So, you know, whether you're sinning or whether you know, doing what, you know, you're supposed to do, you know, if you put forth your best effort, it's all seen. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that really just, Lord sees everything you can do where he just, you know, you know, so everything is accounted for. You know what I'm saying? Even the, you know, brothers like to say, well, put in your brick. You might be putting in unseen bricks. You might be on the job talking to somebody, you risking your job for the so you might be talking to a brother trying to get him, in the truth just by, spreading the truth at your job, and risking your whole job because people like to talk. So they'll be like, they could tell your boss and be like, well, such and such in that cult. And he's telling me the white man's the devil, and then your boss could be, full red-blooded white man, and just fire you.
Right.
All right, so next, let's keep going. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So if you fear the Lord, and you believe in him, you're going and like how we read in Matthew, those who endure to the end, those the same shall be saved. So when you keep enduring, it's all of this isn't, like I said before, it's all being accounted for. So it's not all for nothing. It's every action you put forth into this truth or being a righteous sister or brother, it's not for nothing. At the end we're going to get a crown. We're going to get rulership, over this whole planet. So it's like, the blessings is going to be out of sight, man. Like, to inherit the earth and the whole universe and so on and so forth. So that's quite a blessing just for doing something, that's not hard to do at all. To get up out of slavery, and, you never have to feel unsafe anymore. You never have to feel like, somebody, because, like the scriptures say, they hunt our steps. Right. So you never have to feel like, like you're less secure because you're going to be in your own place, your own nation. You're gonna have your own things. While you see your oppressors, they're finally gonna get what they deserve. That's right. I'm saying? That's slavery. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
Right. So ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and everlasting joy and mercy. So, like how we said, there's a reward for, things to come. When you endure and you pass all your obstacles, your tests, and, anything that the Lord puts in front of you, any challenge, you overcome it. So it's, there's a reward for all of that. And one of the rewards is a whole nation. Your own thing, your own people. So it's not for nothing. Right. All right. So let me get Philippians 4:11. So wherever like you may be, in this life, everybody got their ups and downs, man. So somebody that might be in a better state, they it's just what's going for them, because everybody has their own different types of challenges. So just because somebody might be living better, that all could turn around, at any second. Right. It could all change, just the same way you might be in poverty, that could change as well. You got that for me?
No, sir. It's the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, wherewith to be content.
Right. So whatever state he was in, he learned to be content, you know. So for instance, the Day of Atonement, you know, right now y'all might have already ate, but man, you know what I'm saying? I'm still hungry. Right. So, you know, you just got to go through that. You just got to endure it, man. You know, you just got to keep going until, you know, you know, you finish with it. You know, it's like a race in a sense. You know, you just, you know, everybody's going their own race. You know, it's like a race against yourself. You know, are you gonna let the demon outrun you, or are you gonna outrun the demon? Right. You know what I'm saying? And then once you pass, you know what I'm saying, you get everlasting joy and mercy. You know what I'm saying? You get an everlasting life. Keep going.
Verse 12. I know both how to be abased and I know how to be abound.
Right. So, you know, he knows what it's like to have riches, and he knows what it's like to be in a low state, in a humiliating position. You know, like when you're out in the street, like when we go to camp, we be seeing some of the brothers and sisters out there. They be out their mind, and you know what I'm saying. They know, you know, well, that's a very, you know, you could say that's a humiliating position to be in. Right. You know, out there with no money, you know what I'm saying? And then you probably been wearing the same clothes for maybe 2 months straight or something. Right. You know, so it you know, it depends, like, you know, but whatever state they're in, you know, you're in, you know what I'm saying, just be content with what you got. You know, that don't mean don't do anything to get about the state. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you're in poverty, do your best to get out. You know, content meaning just to be at peace. You know, just be at peace with what you're at and keep moving, keep enduring, keep moving on, pressing forward. You know, doing what you can to get out that situation or whatever. All right. Give me 1 Peter 4:12 real quick. All right.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials.
Right. So don't think it's strange when you start going through things. You know, don't think it's strange. You know what I'm saying? Actually, read that one more time.
Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange things happened unto you.
Right. So don't think, you know, when something happens to you, you're like, oh man, this again, always something. You know, it's not a strange thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, you should really just expect things, you know, expect the unexpected, expect things to show up or mess up, you know, because that's how life is. There's always something. You know, truth is stranger than fiction. You know, reality is crazier than any science book I've ever, you know, science fiction novel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's already crazy to me that the people in this book are still here today. Right. You know, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like that's wild already. Right. When I, as a kid, I always thought this book was almost like a fairy tale, like, and the dragon, the six-headed dragon, you know, the Archangel Michael, you know what I'm saying? It just seemed like a fairy tale to me, you know, but, you know, now it's like the fairy tale is actually reality, right? You know, and it's not a fairy tale, you know, so it's, you know what I'm saying? It's, one more time.
First Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you.
Right.
As though some strange things happened unto you.
Right. So don't think it's strange when you go through something. You know what I'm saying? And you find out, or you find the truth. Right. You know I'm saying, or something unexpected happens. You know, there's all kinds of surprises in life. You know, just wait. You know what I'm saying? You never know how that, you know, because like I mean, you could find out somebody died, or you know what I'm saying. Just the thing is, in this life, is more bad surprises than it is good ones. But there's some good ones too.
Right.
Like this truth is a good one.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a gift from God.
Right.
You know, so it's like you get a chance to be able to be a part of the Lord's army. You get a chance to earn a crown and be part of rulership. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like that's a whole lot better than waiting for the region, or you know, you die doing some wicked stuff, and then in the region as another wicked nigga, you know what I'm saying, in the kingdom.
Right.
Then we gotta cut your head off again for doing whatever, you know. So it's this is truly a gift, you know. Where you at?
Verse 12, sir.
Okay, keep go to the next one.
From God, sir. Verse 13. But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Right. So when Christ comes back, we're gonna be, like how it says, exceeding joy.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be like, dang, I graduated, I got my doctorates, you know, I'm done with all this oppression. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's finally over. You know, I finally get to grow old and see my kids' kids and their kids and so on and so forth. You know, it's gonna be totally, you know, it's like words not even gonna be able to describe it, because we just, you know what I'm saying, like the scriptures say, we're overtaken with the curses. You know what I'm saying, when we get into the kingdom, you know, we're gonna be overtaken by the blessings. So we know what it is to suffer for, you know, a long time. And we know what it is to suffer a lot. You know, that's why, you know, seeing how the kingdom, you know, imagining what the kingdom's going to be like, it's kind of hard to imagine. You know what I'm saying? Because you just don't know what that other side looks like. Right. Not even really a glimpse. The truth being in the, like, kind of, it's not even really scratching the surface. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna, you know, in the kingdom, we're gonna have our own vehicles. Right. And the vehicle is not even, it's gonna be a chariot type vehicle. It's just gonna be totally different from what we're today. Yeah, give me 1 Peter's 1 and 6. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally different. You know, but when Christ comes back, it's going to be definitely worth it, you know, knowing that you endured, you know, you went through all what you know, all that suffering, man. You know, actually many lives of suffering, you know, many past lives of being in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time, you know, we ruled the earth was back when King David was in power. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then King Solomon, and all that didn't, you know, it didn't last long at all. You know, so, and then right after that, we went back into slavery. You know, so this time it's forever. You know, so it's totally different from what we're thinking about right now. So go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 6. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations.
Right. So right now we're going through manifold temptations. You know what I'm saying? Many things, you know, can you know, like how the scriptures say, you know, wide is the gate to destruction, and narrow is the straight way to righteousness. I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like that. You know, so you know, it's easy to get knocked off course. Easy to especially nowadays with the internet and stuff, like a nigga could just, you know what I'm saying, if he wanted something to smash, you could just go on, you know, Facebook or Craigslist, Instagram, Backpage, you know, so it's easy to do some, it's easy to find your local drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? Like back then they probably had to hop on a camel, get a bag of weed or something. Man, I gotta go 3 miles on this camel, you know what I'm saying? Now we just hop in the whip. You know, everything's it's easier to do wickedness now than it was back then. You know what I'm saying? It's just how the playing field is. You know, that's why this is mystery Babylon. This is Babylon and Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah wrapped in one. So it's like it's a collage of just some craziness. You know, that's why, you know, manifold temptations. You know, so to make it through this slavery, you know what I'm saying, it's something to be glorified. It's some, you know, that's why this is the last one, man, because it's just so manifold with it. You know, so to make it through one, you know, brothers and sisters truly do deserve to be, you know, at peace forever.
Right.
To have their land forever.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, keep going.
Come on, sir. Verse 7. That more precious than that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearance of Yahawashi HaMashiach.
Right. So it's more precious. You know, that's why the Lord's trying to make a man more precious than gold by the furnace of adversity. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be put through many challenges and obstacles, you know what I'm saying, to endure to the end. You know, it's, you know, that's how the Lord shapes a brother or sister, by all the things that they go through. You know what I'm saying? By the many you know, like I said, the many challenges they go through, many tests you're put through, you gotta pass some tests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta overcome them obstacles. You know, you gotta rise above the challenge. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, that's what the Lord wants. You know, in short, the Lord wants strong women and strong men.
Right.
So this time we don't go back into slavery.
That's right.
You know, we don't, you know, we train up our children this time so they don't, you know, so when Christ comes back, you know what I'm saying, that's it, man. We go to war, we make war with our enemies, and we make those who possess us, we make them our possession.
Right.
All right. Give me Proverbs 24:10. Actually, give me Mark 4:16. Yeah, give me Mark 4:16. All right. So, you know, it's just that, you know, it takes a certain sister and it takes a certain brother to really stay in this truth, to really be strong in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a real challenge to do this. You know what I'm saying? It can be real vexing sometimes, but it's worth it. You know, in the end, you know, you'll look back at it and then we'll just laugh. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead if you got it.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately received it with gladness.
Right.
Verse 17, and have not root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when an affliction or persecution arises them for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
Right. So, you know, it can be, somebody could, especially like when we're at camp, somebody could hear the truth and they hear it, but then, you know, it takes, you know, they like it, you know, like that we should all come together as, you know, as people and build our nation and, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? They like that all come together stuff. But when they hear that the white man's the devil, it's like that the oppressor is, you know, that man of perdition, then, you know, that don't sit well with them. You know, they are enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like some, especially some of the signs that, especially that abortion sign, man. That man, one time I was out there and a brother started crying just from seeing that abortion sign. Because that's some horrible stuff, man. You know, that our oppressors do to us. You know, you know, we're the highest in abortion rate, blacks and Hispanics. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, these people take our babies and kill them and use them for whatever evilness they're doing. You know, stem cell research, I don't know what they're doing, you know, for with our babies, but you know what I'm saying, that's just some wicked stuff. You know, probably, you know, for population control or whatever, because you know how, you know, we populate so fast. You know what I'm saying? So it can, it's I forgot where I was going. What's the scripture?
Bro, we're on Mark 4.
Oh yeah, right, stony ground. So, you know, when somebody, you know, somebody could hear the you know, this truth and they take it, they run with it. They might even, you know, come to the school, become a student or whatever. But they, you know, it'd be too hard for them to make it as a truth. You know, they it's like they like the truth. They're like, man, y'all brothers, and y'all brothers, you know, y'all be out there standing for us. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all brothers.
Right.
But when are you going to take the action to come in here and actually put in some work?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Actually earn your name, actually do something. You know what I'm saying? Actually come to camp at least once or something, you know, build for your nation. You know what I'm saying? This is your nation. Take it back. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, like even with the Lashawan Kodash, you know, it's your language. Take it back. It's here for you to learn it. It's yours. You know, so it's like, you know, people can hear about this truth, you know, especially like celebrities. You know, celebrities, they, you know, these black leaders and black celebrities, they already know. You know, they already know we're the Israelites, you know what I'm saying, but they won't do anything for their people.
Right.
They still want to, you know, do stuff for Africa, play pretend and all this. And, you know what I'm saying? It's like, when are you going to stand for your people? You know? Give me Matthew 24:46. Yeah. Right. So it's you know, it's important, man, you know, that we actually value this brotherhood and sisterhood. You know, because your brothers and your sisters are going to be with, you know, when it comes to the end, there, you know, your brothers is going to be the ones you're going to lean on. Your people are going to be the ones that you look to keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look for the men to keep, you know, the women safe. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's a whole working process. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's about order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got that? Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 46. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Right. So blessed is the servant that when Christ comes back, you know what I'm saying, he sees us at camp. Or he still sees us, you know what I'm saying, keeping the commandments.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That even towards, till the end, we were still doing what we were told to do. You know what I'm saying? Christ told us to teach the people. You know what I'm saying? If he come back on the Saturday, we'd be there at camp. You know what I'm saying? Doing exactly what we were supposed to do in the first place. Keep going.
Come, sir. Verse 47. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods.
Right. So that means, you know what I'm saying, rank raises. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're gonna be, whatever we got, when Christ comes back, everything's going to be multiplied. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get abundance of everything. So you might have a house right now, and you right now you over a half an acre. So when Christ comes back, when we get in our land, you might be over all of China or something, or, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's just going to be multiplied because of the work you did. Like, that's why, like, especially right now, it's like the Lord, in a sense, is proving a friend. It's like he's putting us through this test to see if we're really about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, who has a friend, when you're down and out, where are your friends at? You know what I'm saying? They're nowhere around because you ain't got nothing. So it's the same thing like what the Lord is kind of doing. The Lord's kind of proving a friend, because when you got money and you got things and nice things, that's when all your friends want to hang around you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same way. When through the regeneration, now everybody's gonna want to do the commandments, and you know what I'm saying, it's that same way. You know what I'm saying? So blessed is the brother or sister who's still, keeping the laws and doing the work they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to get an abundance of things. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be rewarded, for their good deeds, basically. All right, so give me this will be the last scripture. Give me 2 Ezra 7:56. Well, 7:57, yeah. Because as a good soldier, man, being a good brother and being a good sister is part of it is enduring. And like how I said, you gotta pass your test. Make sure you make an A on it. You gotta keep at it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, never falter. You know what I'm saying? Always be consistent. Because this life is war.
Right.
So go ahead and read what you got.
Come on, concert. This chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Right. So, being on this planet, you're going to have to fight. That's, this planet here it's like a slave planet. Somebody's going to be at the bottom. It's for sure. Somebody will be at the bottom of the totem pole. So, even in your day to day, man, you're gonna have to battle your flesh. You're gonna have to battle wanting to sin. You know what I'm saying? Versus doing what's actually right. You might be married. You might have to battle your wife. Your wife, may have to battle her. Make multiple wives unto yourself, but never do anything, not keep them multiple wives. So it goes both ways within everything. Waking up is a battle. Sometimes I just want to hit the alarm and just stay in bed, So it's all a battle. You know what I'm saying? So like how it says, that's just the condition of the battle. Everybody's got their own type of challenge, and whatever that may be, that's just the condition of the war. That's just That's just the preset, the condition of that challenge. And you just got to overcome it. All right. So with that, you know what I'm saying, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, starting 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General YAHANNA. And we're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. You know what I'm saying? With that, Shalom Yahabashim Yahushai Barakatah to the brothers, Shalom Yahushamar Alatah to the sisters. All right.